If you got a pack of ground turkey and don't know what to do with it, watch this video. Trigger warning. I use 2 pounds of ground turkey because I am making some lasagna. Trigger warning, trigger warning. I do clean off my meat with cold water and a splash of vinegar. Yep, I do rinse it off. And yeah, voila, boom. Okay, boom. Y'all, this is a very detailed video on how I make lasagna. First of all, you want to go ahead and chop you up an onion. You could use a yellow onion, a white onion, a red onion. I don't care. Chop you up an onion. If you got some fresh garlic, add that too. I had some mixed garlic, so that's just what I use. In a hot skillet, you want to go in with some olive oil, grapeseed oil, whatever oil you have, and go ahead and saute your onions. Sweat them out. Get them all nice and golden and brown, just like that. Then go in with your meat. Now, you can use ground chicken. You can use ground turkey. You can use ground beef. I love ground turkey. Although it's not flavorful, y'all know I'm going to add the seasonings. Boom. There we go. Onion powder. I had a table blend seasoning. It's like salt free. I added that because I just needed to use the rest of that. I added some ground cumin, some Tonys. I went in with the seasonings that y'all seen, the roasted garlic and herb. I use this hamburger seasoning, steak seasoning, whatever, because it is like hamburger meat. I added a little bit of onion powder. Whatever seasonings you have to flavor your ground meat, then use that, okay? If you know anything about ground turkey, it has no flavor, so you got to give it all the flavor that it needs, okay? Cook it until it is brown, fully done, just like that. Voila. Next step, drain off your ground beef, your ground turkey, your ground chicken. You do not want this recipe to be oily, okay? Get as much of that oil off as you can. I sometimes use a strainer, but I wanted to keep the flavor in there, so I just got a paper towel. I moved the ground turkey to one side of the pan. I got a paper towel and got all of that juice out of it. Then you want to go in with some marinara sauce. I like to use Rayo's because it's all natural ingredients. Then a trick to get the rest of it out, just use some beef broth. If you're making chicken, use chicken broth. If you have like salmon or whatever kind of vegetable you have, then use vegetable broth or meat. But I used the beef broth because we are clearly making lasagna, and I'm using ground turkey, so that's why I use that to get the rest out. A lot of people just use water, but it's optional. I just like to give it more flavor. I use the entire can of that Rayo sauce, and then I use another like quarter of a can because again, I use 2 pounds or more of ground turkey. Then you want to go in with a little bit of Parmesan just to thicken it up and let it cook. Now we're going to move on to the ricotta, the mixture, the ingredients of it. So you want to go in. I use the entire thing of ricotta cheese. It's an all natural one. Then I went in with some Parmesan cheese. I used 2 eggs. My little helper, she was in the kitchen by this time helping me. And I'm trying to teach her how to crack eggs, y'all. So be patient with us. But anyway, you want to go in and mix that. I did end up adding some heavy whipping cream to this as well. I forgot to show that on camera. I just used like a splash of it just so that this wouldn't be super thick. And I did clean off that spinach, yes. And I added some spinach to this recipe, a little salt and pepper, just so that it can have a little bit of flavor. Y'all seen how I dropped that pepper? Yes, I be making mistakes in the kitchen too. It's okay. I had to keep that in there so y'all can see. But I did rinse that off because I like my pepper shaker. Anyway, like I said, I mixed all of that in. And then just so it wouldn't be like dried out, I did add a little bit of heavy cream to it and mix it all up. And it came out looking just like that. Voila. Now it's time for your layering. Go in and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Now, I do not have like a deep dish lasagna pan. If you do, that is what you want to use. But you want to start off with your ground beef at the bottom of ground turkey. Now, this was an oven ready lasagna noodles, okay? So I did not have to boil them. They were oven ready. They weren't like the squiggly kind. These were actually really healthy. If you know anything about noodles, you know that your noodles are just supposed to be like the German wheat, whatever, no extra ingredients. So that's why I chose those. But again, these were oven ready, so you did not have to boil them or, pre-cook them. Now, it's all about your layering. So, again, I added my ground turkey to the bottom. Then I went in with my oven-ready lasagna noodles. Then I added the ricotta on top of that. Y'all, I was making a separate pan for my best friend. I wanted to make her a pan of lasagna because she's a nurse and she don't be having time to cook a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to do something nice. Then it's all about layering. So then I added another layer of my ground turkey on top of the ricotta. And baby, when I tell you, y'all, this lasagna came out so good. I cannot wait for her to try it. But anyway, to hers, I added another layer of the ground turkey as well. Then I went in with my oven-ready lasagna noodles. And don't be scared of the oven-ready because I was a little skeptical. I'm like, I feel like I need to boil these first, but I promise you don't. They're going to turn out amazing. Then you want to go in with another layer of your ground beef, your ground turkey, or whatever. Now, again, if you have a deep dish pan, like a lasagna pan, then you can keep adding layers. You can keep doing what you want to do. But I was getting to the top of my pan because, again, this is just a regular 8x11 regular dish. But on the top of my best friend's, I did end up adding the rest of that ricotta because she will like that. And then you just want to cover the top with just cheese. You can use Parmesan. You can use mozzarella. It does not matter. Just cover the rest with cheese. I did end up going back to add more cheese. Y'all will see later in the video. But you want to go in and cover it up. Put it in the oven, covered on 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. And baby, that's it. That's all you got to do. I typically try to put it on the bottom rack so it doesn't cook fast. This was me taking it out after about 15 or so minutes because I ended up adding more cheese to the top, and I sprinkled some parsley to make it cute. And then I put it back in the oven for the remaining time. But baby, look at that. Look at that lasagna. Like, when I tell you, what if I told y'all this was my first time making lasagna? Yeah, it came. Look at that. Again, it wasn't like deep dish because I didn't have the, deep dish pan. But baby, this came out so good. Look at the one I made for my best friend. Yes. I paired it with a Caesar salad. If you want the recipe on that, let me know. Some corn. And this was literally dinner. I made it cute. I made a little hors d'oeuvre on top. Y'all, this lasagna recipe was so good. If you try this out, please let me know. I know this was a very detailed video. I wanted to get y'all all up in my business, but I had to give y'all a step-by-step on lasagna because it kind of is a step-by-step meal. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure y'all had it. And look at this on the fork. Baby, taste it through the phone. Bye, y'all.